Hey there, guys.
Welcome back. This is 100-Bit Comms. We are doing a little bit something. We're getting ready for our Super Bowl.
Yeah, our Super Bowl, in case you guys are unaware, is E3 2014. And
If you guys watched the Mario Kart 8 head-to-head, you guys know that you guys should have seen this coming. On top of all that, you should also have that prior information that we love E3.
yes, we do. Every gamer is waiting for E3. Some don't, but most do.
Yeah, at least the ones that actually keep track of things,
Yes.
development cycles and stuff like
the
that.
industry itself in general.
Oh, right. Okay, so I'm Michael.
I'm Mark.
Just if you guys don't remember.
Jonathan.
What's a Jonathan?
Jonathan joined us in our Mario Kart 8 video, if you saw it. We brought him back because he can offer a quote-unquote fresh perspective on some of the games we'll be covering.
Yeah.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, for our E3 video, what we're going to do is basically this. We're going to be doing we're going to be going down the conferences, especially the main boys, what they have confirmed or have pretty much guaranteed will be showing up at E3. We'll cover as to what we would want or what we would want to see or what we're thinking of.
That's our wants and stuff like that. Will probably be what we'll probably try to do is talk about each group. Like, for example, first we're going to start off with Microsoft, just because they start at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with them. We're going to talk about what we know is going to be there, what we think is going to be there based off of previous evidence, and what we would like to be there.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be like we're going to cover what's confirmed and then go into predictions or wish lists or whatever we would like.
And then just move on to the next conference, so to speak.
Okay. Sounds fine. So, we're probably just gonna get started.
Let's jump on in. I think I already said Microsoft tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. If you are like us, Pacific Standard Time. I believe that's like 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah. Microsoft as a whole, I know, is probably going to be better without this Don Maderick guy hosting it.
Yeah, or without him bombing everything involving Microsoft.
Maybe he's just bad at his after-release interviews, I guess.
Or just talking about a new console in general.
Well, that's what I'm liking about this E3 in general.
This E3 is like nothing to do with the consoles at all. I mean, I'm sure.
I'm a bit worried that a chunk of the conferences will be focused on features of the console, which I think should be saved for outside on the show floor.
They're definitely going to be talking about the new stuff for their new console, since they spent all last year talking about the console itself. They're going to talk about the new features.
Well, there's only so much you could talk about the friggin' Kinect about.
I mean, what I'm thinking is because E3 is, in a sense, it's meant for the stockholders, so it makes sense to me that if they deviate away from the features of the consoles, they can actually show us games, because everybody knows the sales figures for these consoles. So now let's look at what's going to help them sell even more, which would be the games, not the fact that you're adding YouTube to the PS4.
Something worth mentioning too is that the videos that are shown to us are called vertical slices in the industry. What a vertical slice is, it's a hunk of what the developer essentially would like the rest of the game to be. It is an unfinished piece of work, and I think that's what we recently had a great example of a vertical slice being taken wrong. Mark, please back me up on this. Watch Dogs
from 2012 to 2013, I think.
Till now. Watch Dogs 2012 had when it first showed, had a lot of AI. The AI were very, very smart, etc. But that was literally 10 minutes of gameplay or something like that. And I mean, obviously you can't make an entire game based around that, especially a cross-platform one.
No.
It kind of showed up to the party that it was a year early for. It was supposed to be the next gen train, and then they're like, crud, we released it too early, now we have to make it multi-platform. And I at least for me, I think that's what kind of killed a lot of its potential, was that they showed it off too early.
Yeah. Well, E3, in a sense, E3 is fun if you look at it in a certain way. I'm not going to look at any of these as final product or even beta products. I'm just going to look at these as what the game is going to be, and then when I pick it up, I'll judge it for myself. But it needs to convince me with what it's going to do in the game, not essentially how it looks.
Yeah, Microsoft last year had about 5 major games that it discussed. And it has about a 30%, or I'm sorry, not a 30%, 3 out of the 5 released within the year, between 2013 and 2014. So their ratio is about 60%. So just think a little bit over half of the stuff you're going to see, you might have within the next year. Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah, but that is like a humongous disclaimer. Humongous. Kind of picking up along some stuff that we saw last year that I am kind of hoping to come back. As everybody knows, Alan Wake was shelved, and the group behind Alan Wake, they're picking up another game called Quantum Break.
Quantum Break, I remember the teasers.
Yeah, that teaser was pretty insane with the whole time freezing and stuff. And as far as that goes, I would like to see, based off of previous evidence, I do think that they'll show us more this year.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think that was a big deal for them. That was one of their first trailers.
That was, I think, the first or second trailer
the
when they
first one
started
was Metal
E3.
Gear.
Microsoft has promised a lot of exclusives, and so far only a couple have been hitting. So this would probably be the year to pick up things like Quantum Break and whatever ones we're going to be covering throughout the rest.
That's an exclusive?
It's an exclusive.
Yeah,
yes.
it's an exclusive. Okay. Microsoft has a deal with these people. I think they're called Norse Gaming or something like that. God, I can't remember it for the life of me. But Alan Wake was a great game. Recommend it to everybody. And if Quantum Break is anything like Alan Wake, it won't warrant a purchase for an Xbox One, because currently I don't own one. But it'll be a good piece of evidence in the arsenal for
what we need from this conference is
games.
Enough games to convince you to go out and get an Xbox One.
Well, yeah, after last year, the whole issue with, you have to spend more money for just like renting your friend's game, that was
god awful, and Sony picked them apart.
They're done. That's what I'm liking about Microsoft. They're done with this now. They backtracked. They're still in a bit of a...
And there was a lot of backtracking.
There's a bit of damage control now that they're still doing, so this would be the E3 to pick up on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think everyone's hoping for. Everyone's hoping for Microsoft to make a decent comeback. After their...
So let's get into the games and see what...
All right, so let's see what we saw last year. We saw some stuff, Halo for Xbox, which was generic Journey 2 footage. After that, we saw Quantum Break.
Chief, boom.
Oh my god. So we saw Quantum
awesome.
Break. We also saw Killer Instinct. We're actually going to be seeing Killer Instinct again with a Season 2. That one is confirmed, so we are, if you guys are a Killer Instinct fan.
With that, yeah.
I am not a Killer Instinct fan. I mean, I'll play the game. It's a good, fighting game. But if I had to pick between Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, it's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. We'll name all the games and then we'll show off what we're looking at for this conference now that we know it's there.
Some stuff, we also saw No Man's Land, which we have very little information. We have some alpha footage that was displayed during the event.
No Man's Land or No Man's Sky?
I'm sorry, No Man's Sky.
Oh, okay.
That one showed up during the Microsoft event, but we have not heard a peep about it since. It was the one where it's kind of like talking about evolution, and then like the little ship is like underwater or whatever, and it's like very, I don't want to say sketch, but like the amount of information released for it is so minimal. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't remember too much. It didn't have a teaser. It had a teaser?
Yeah, it had like alpha footage. Like very, very, very early alpha footage. Like what's before alpha footage? Because that's what No Man's Sky was at.
Pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha, yeah. So on top of that, we also have Project Spark, which was that Little
Big Planet competition.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I liked it.
I believe betas for it picked up. Like people were sent beta keys, but it hasn't started yet. Or I think it started for the PC.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
If I'm correct.
I'm not sure if the footage was doctored or not, but if it was, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't even matter. The tech demo that they showed off of Project Spark at last year's E3 seemed pretty promising.
Yeah.
Focusing on the Kinect, but
whatever.
It looked promising.
If the Kinect it gets better. That's my thing with these motion sensor technology. It's god awful. And this version 2 is supposed to be better. It has seen minor improvement. I've tested a Kinect before, both version 1 and version 2, and I'm not all that impressed. I'm sorry. Maybe the voice commands work great, but that's all you're getting out of it. Voice commands.
Yeah.
Just running off some more solo stuff. We have Below, which also very little information. Fable Legends, very little information. That Fantasia Music Evolved thing, which
Rock Band creators.
Rock Band creators, right? That's actually an exclusive.
Yeah.
Microsoft exclusive. It's got 360, One, and PC ports. On top of that, we also have the Season 2, Sunset Overdrive, Metal Gear Solid 5. Even though Metal Gear Solid 5 is not an exclusive, it's the first, I guess technically now, the second game
to come out
that's
on the
multi-platform.
yeah.
That's coming out on Microsoft.
Yeah.
Because we had 4 Sons of Patriots or some baloney like that. Guns of the Patriots? I don't know.
No. Really?
Yeah, no, it's Guns of the Patriots. Because it was Sons of Liberty was 2. Okay, anyway. So, we have that one. That was technically the first announced one. And then, not Phantom Pain. Ground Zeroes? Wait, was it Phantom Pain? Whichever one.
Phantom Pain is number 5. Ground Zeroes is the one that's out now.
Yeah, that one. That one is the first
multi-console
tech demo. Anyways, so, and then what everybody's expecting to see, because they did just announce Forza Horizon 2. And that one
I think an E3 trailer leaked today.
Yeah, that one's a console exclusive as well. Everybody's expecting more Halo 5, more Halo in general, because we still have very little information about the TV series and stuff. And the Gears of War series is also kind of being left in the dust right now. After Judgment, it's just kind of...
Well, yeah, so Epic's no longer picking it up. It's now...
a completely...
Black Tusk?
I thought it was
it's Black Tusk.
I thought it was People Who Can Fly.
Or somebody else.
Yeah, it's a different group altogether.
Because I recently just played through Judgment, just kind of hoping to get excited. Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't the greatest, and everyone knows that. But in speaking of Microsoft's conference and everything, it's not an exclusive, but they're definitely probably going to show the next Call of Duty, like they've done for the last several years.
Xbox likes working with Call of Duty, so Advanced Warfare will be there.
About that.
Yeah, they're definitely...
And Battlefield showed up during last year's press conference, not during EA's thing, but during Microsoft's.
That's weird.
Which was weird. Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's weird that they opened their conference with a Metal Gear,
which was a bit odd.
Yeah,
I think that was like a pimp slap kind of thing. Like, you know how Destiny's like original images leaked, quote unquote, like 2 days after Halo 4 came out.
Yeah, this is just a little competition.
Yeah, it's like a little pimp slap to Sony. Like, yeah, it's not all yours anymore.
Well, that was the least of a little pimp slap compared to what Sony did during the press conference with everything. God,
Sony took them apart.
Yeah, that was probably, they got the first hit, but then Sony just like might as well sock them in the gut.
Yeah, this is how you share games. Hands them the disc over to the other guy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That was excellent. Best 4-second YouTube video I've ever seen.
But when it comes to the conference itself, like when it comes to those major games, like for example, Halo 5. What do you think will be shown?
Oh, they're definitely going to show. They're going to show a random level, like they.
I think they're going to do. I think they're going to do a gameplay demo.
I doubt. I doubt they're going to do a gameplay, because last year during E3 they didn't have, not last year, but the year before, they didn't have anything for Halo 4, and that was when Halo 4 was picking up ground and everything. So they didn't have a tech demo. If I remember correctly, all they had was like another teaser trailer. So, based off of that evidence, I'm thinking just another teaser trailer, some more info drop.
I only get the feeling that they're going to rush a demo out there to... I think they're aware of how Halo 4 sold and how it's received compared to the other Halos. So I think they're going to try and rush a gameplay demo to kind of show off. Like if they're confident about
that's awful.
Correcting things, I know it's awful, but if they're going to work on trying correcting things from Halo 4, then they would probably want to show it off as soon as
possible. You know what was something that was not touched up on? It's been confirmed that there's a Halo 2 remake in the making right now.
Yeah.
What do you think of a probability of that being dropped as a gameplay thing in place of a Halo 5?
I'm going to put that in conjunction with that Master Chief Collection rumor.
Well, no, they've been going on and off about... There's been people from 343 saying it's like not confirmed, but then it was. And which I think is now playing in with the Master Chief Collection. Like, it's not a Halo 2 remake, it's like a Halo 1.
That would make sense.
Halo 2,
like doubting it kind of a thing.
Because there was a lot of news for the last couple months.
That rumor about 1, 2, 3, and 4 being Xbox One made and put in, I think that's stretching it too much.
That is stretching
That's hard to believe.
No, but for the conference, they're definitely going to show gameplay, just because last year they showed the trailer. They're probably going to show some gameplay. And the fact that it's kind of weird because, people would kind of hope it would come out this November, this September, which it's not.
It's coming early 2015, right?
I think it's just 2015.
They've always come out in September. They're not going to come out it'll be weird if this Halo doesn't come out in September.
Well, Halo 4 didn't come out in September. It came out in like November.
November?
Yeah, it came out like really close.
It was a November release.
Well, the Halo, but from everything point to 4, it's been out in September. They're not going to put out this year, which is kind of a shame. But I'm glad they'll get to work on the game some more.
That's one thing that
but
a lot of people get like really angry about, but I don't understand why. When things get delayed, it's not because we're trying to it's not because they're trying to be deprive people of it. It's because there's things that they need to work on.
Yeah, being a Nintendo fan, I'm used to delays, and I'm not at the point where if they're gonna fix the game, do it.
Yeah, the first, at least for Nintendo fans, and I hate to say it, the first release date it's the first release date, right? Yeah. It's not gonna stay that release date. You're looking at another change or two.
Yeah.
Or actually, instead of what Mark just said, they might even just show like another trailer and then maybe show and talk about maybe the Master Chief Collection and just kind of throw that all together with a Halo instead of just showing.
There's also that Steven Spielberg thing that needs to be touched.
They're probably going to jump.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably like a big chunk of this conference is probably going to be Halo. That's if these other ones, Killer Instinct, Sunset Overdrive, isn't going to have much presence there. I don't know if Microsoft is willing to shove everything aside just to put their big boy Halo in front, which they might.
Well, that's what the Xbox One, when it was first announced, that's what everybody thought of it as. Yeah. It's the Halo machine.
Yeah.
well,
it's got a TV show. It's got a movie. It's got
because I don't know how well Killer Instinct's doing right now, which I think that's going to be kind of on the side, maybe about a 2-minute.
It's like one of 4 games you could play on your Xbox One.
A teaser trailer and like a minute worth of that stuff, and then they're going to move on.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that some things like Expo and stuff like that, they're having tournaments for things like Killer Instinct Season 2. I think either Season 1 or Season 2 is supposed to be there. I do know there's like a Destiny tournament, which is crazy because Expo is the same day that Destiny comes out. Like the tournament days are the same days that Destiny comes out.
It's pretty big.
So if there's anybody that's going to be super competitive about Destiny, they're going to be probably picking it up at midnight and then practicing for like 8 hours until the tournament, because the tournament starts at like 8.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I actually do think they're going to put a bit of attention towards Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break. Those ones seem to be the most promising.
Yeah,
they don't really need to. They don't need to market Metal Gear to Metal Gear fans.
Well, I'm hoping they talk about Gears of War, since Gears of War was one of their first little,
I think they're gonna bomb drop. I think they're gonna drop Gears of War at the end, like they like to do. Surprises.
They might.
Peggle 2.
Peggle 2.
Yeah, I would say honestly they might do the same thing they did with Halo. Do a teaser like they did that.
Speaking of Peggle and EA and stuff, second we have EA at 12 at noon.
With EA, we're gonna be. They're looking a little bit better than last year.
We have the two minor publishers. Or not minor publishers, but we have the two publishers that don't represent a console. We have both Ubisoft and EA, both respectively. EA is at 12, Ubisoft at 3. Mm-hmm. Now with EA, I've seriously got like 4 words for you: Star Wars and sports.
Star Wars and sports.
Boom. That's like 90% of what you're gonna see from EA.
Well, I know last year's was abysmal. When it came to the sports talk, all of it was nothing but sports. But you guys know that already. If whoever's following physics. The E3, ball physics and Drake talking about FIFA. But this one actually has a lot of promising projects because they did drop a quote unquote remake, sequel, whatever it's being rumored about now for Mirror's Edge.
Oh yes. To date us, we are June 8th, the night before E3.
It was the night before E3.
We literally got that picture and everything. I think it was like last night, like late last night, where it's just a picture of Faith looking at a building with Mirror's Edge, and it says ready. It's like hashtag E3 ready or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to aside from the sports, which will be talked about, Madden, FIFA, NBA, all that, I like to think there won't be a lot of time for them for things like Mirror's Edge, Dragon Age Inquisition. They promised gameplay for Battlefront. And I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Effect. I'm sorry.
A drop of Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, no. Like for me, I know they're gonna have Sim stuff.
Sims.
Sims 4, because Sims is their moneymaker, man.
Yeah.
All those expansion packs and everything. Sims is their moneymaker.
How was Sim City, guys?
I love how one of the questions on the forum was like, are you guys incorporating online stuff, features, da-da-da-da? And like, the first response was like within a minute or something like that. And it was literally, we are not planning any online features. This is 100% single player offline experience. Oh, and I was like, whoa! They have learned well from Sim
I'm fine
City.
with it. I mean, I'm not big on Sims, but I know Sims will sell.
That was a mess.
I was happy with Sims. At least I've played the console versions of Sims, and they're always fun. The only PC port I've played was the second Sims, and I did it as like a fantasy house design kind of a thing. Like, I would love a jacuzzi next to my video game systems. Like, that kind of a thing.
So EA, we actually don't have a lot to cover. I mean, I'm big on Dragon Age. And at best, Mass Effect 4 will probably be just a teaser drop.
I know probably. Battlefield, if it's not shown during Microsoft stuff, it'll be shown during EA stuff.
Yeah.
And we have confirmed Battlefield Hardline.
The list that we looked at has Battlefield 5 and Battlefield Hardline separate.
My question is, are they one and the same, or are they two separate things? What's the dealio?
They said that Battlefield Hardline is some kind of like cops and robbers kind of gameplay.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I heard too.
I
saw a picture of a dune buggy in the sand. 2 people on this dune buggy.
Ooh.
It'll be interesting to see that. I'm hoping.
Whereas Battlefield 5 will be the big army.
What I want to see, because they have a PC Star Wars Assault or something like that, a PC
Star Wars Attack Squadron.
Attack Squadron.
That's a dogfighting game.
Dogfighting game. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had something like that before. I think it was like the TIE Fighter series or something like that, and that was amazing. What I want to know, though, from EA is what they have their Visceral team doing.
Right, there's a Star Wars game being made by Visceral. We don't know what it is.
Visceral is known for, and what I love them for, the Dead Space series. Okay, 3 was not all that great, but if you guys played the Awakening DLC, it's at a cliffhanger. And God, I want to know what happens. So my question is, what are you guys doing with Star Wars? Are you guys going to pick up where Visceral was strongest?
Do they do horror only, or are they?
I don't know Visceral for anything else. All I know Visceral from is the Dead Space trilogy.
I know there's a few horror books, but I don't think they'll. I'm not looking at a horror Star Wars.
It'd be great to see a horror Star Wars. Probably Commando is the closest thing to
Speaking of a horror game that might just be dropped anywhere, Aliens Isolation from Sega.
Oh,
that. Okay, so looking at Colonial Marines, I see why John laughs.
Yeah,
But looking at gameplay, looking at people's reactions to playing betas,
this one's shifting its focus.
This one is like the Aliens game we flippin' deserve.
It's a survival horror. It's not some team-based multiplayer gunfest.
Yeah, that's what Colonial Marines was.
And that's what the first Aliens movie was. It's a horror survival movie. So why did you make a game about explosions everywhere? That's my thing. I don't know. Whatever.
And then for last one for EA, I think we'll cover is Battlefront. Just a little bit.
Battlefront.
No, we got that. Definitely got.
I mean, like, I just want. The only thing I'm hoping for Battlefront, I do not want. As much as they say they're making it different, I am worried about a Battlefield clone with Star Wars skin.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Another thing. Well, I mean, to be honest, that really early teaser trailer where he's walking in the snow screamed first person bland shooter. I'm sorry, it did.
Well, it was just a teaser. It was just
I know, but it was like
teaser.
Well, in the same way that people look at Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat trailer grabbing a frozen stick and hitting Scorpion with it, that's them saying that they're using the environment as a weapon. In the same way that you'll take a look at anything out there, like for example, you look at it like Hoth will be playable.
Well, yeah, because we have that level.
Looking at it through first person might give it depends on the people making the trailer. They go, okay, this is what your game will look like.
Something worth mentioning is that EA has Star Wars invested everywhere along their company. It's dotted everywhere. I know they have DICE working on Battlefront. They have Visceral Games working on a game. They also have BioWare working on a game, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Yes, if I remember correctly.
I know they were throwing. I know. After Lucasfilm went down, they threw their licenses all over the place, and I think BioWare picked up something from Star Wars. We don't know what it is.
If I remember correctly, they actually butchered almost everything that Disney already had in motion. Like 1313, which was I think was like 90% done or something like that,
was it
chopped
really?
off. Yeah,
yeah. 1313 got cut when Disney went through. Disney went through and gutted everything for like their canon, and now are starting.
So definitely. What I'm asking for is KOTOR reboot.
KOTOR
Oh,
Knights of the Old Republic.
Disney said that they're gonna look at past things from Star Wars and see how they can incorporate it through their own way.
And if they
look at Knights of the Republic and see what happened there,
yeah, if they're smart enough to see that, hey, Battlefront is a humongous game, we should redo Battlefront. There's a huge demand for that. Same thing with KOTOR, where it actually warranted a PC collection. Like, this is something they want to pick up. And BioWare working on something Star Wars related screams like, hey, you're going to want to watch what happens. And so I'm hoping BioWare shows up with, fists pumping and everything.
That'd be even just a great way to end it if they ended with a small teaser for
KOTOR?
Yeah.
KOTOR reboot?
Oh, God.
But that's what I've been noticing.
I'm not really looking for a 3.
Yeah, I'd rather have a reboot than a 3.
I'd rather have a 3.
That's a trend that we're seeing, though, with EA. Like, Mirror's Edge, it's a reboot origin story.
If it was Disney, then they wouldn't do a sequel regardless. I don't think they would.
Yeah,
it would be a reboot.
Yeah, if they did a sequel, that means they're showing that the first 2 games were canon, and that kind of backtracks everything that they just.
And they don't want to do that.
So as far as Star Wars goes, pretty much everything that's going to be coming out from EA is reboots.
I can't imagine a reboot for that. Well, at least not for that game. I can't imagine a reboot for KOTOR. I could definitely see them doing a sequel. Hopefully, the sequel, if they did one, it'd live up to 1 and 2.
Now moving on to the real joke of the conference, Ubisoft.
Aisha Tyler's hosting again.
Some Assassin's Creed.
Why? No, seriously, everybody's favorite cash cow is showing up. Assassin's Creed.
In 2 games. In
2 games. One current gen, if we're talking PS4. One PS4, Xbox One. I don't know, Wii U. Wii U is considered current gen.
Assassin's Creed 4 was hit Wii U, so they should still stick around.
Yeah, but
Watch Dogs is Wii U.
If I remember correctly, though, that Project Unity thing, or whatever, the Comet one, the one that's supposed to be previous gen, where it's on PS3 360, I think it's also supposed to be hitting Wii U, and Wii U's only going to be getting the previous gen treatment.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, there's Assassin's Creed Comet, and there's Assassin's Creed Unity. There was the not leaked, and I think they later confirmed that the newest one will be in the French Renaissance, French Revolution or Renaissance?
Revolution.
The Revolution.
The whole thing was a guillotine thing, and the guillotine was made famous from
the assassin will be carrying around a giant guillotine.
Yeah.
Throwing it down on people and just throwing the axe down.
It'll be Dead Rising 3 style fighting. Along with some, what is it, Mega Man style upgrades. I don't know. I'm just throwing whatever together.
Yeah. I'm still big on I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I'm still big on the Assassin's Creed series. I came into it late in 2 and then went from Brotherhood onward. So I'm still excited, and I had a fun time with 4. So I'm still excited for Assassin's Creed.
I've been.
I know they're milking it, but
yeah, I've been there from the beginning, and it hurts me to say I've been there from the beginning. I played the first one. I played all of them chronologically. First, second, Brotherhood, Revelations. I played them all. 3, I played them all, and right around 3 it started hurting me to play this series.
Yeah, 3 it dropped. Like people liked 3, but 3 it wasn't
for me. It was
that's when that was all, honestly. I don't know if the game didn't do that well because it was becoming turning a cash cow, or just because the game was just kind of like.
And as of today, I still have yet to finish Black Flag.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't. I fell off of 3. I touched. The
only reason why I bought Black Flag was because it was like less than $15 at Best Buy.
That's
the only reason why I bought it.
That's good.
I promise you. Like I would have waited till it was cheaper, but then I was like, it's brand new.
Yeah, $15. That's so good.
I'm putting the Assassin's Creed franchise on the same level as Mario, whereas I know what the gameplay is, and I know what it's going to look like, and I know exactly what I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see it's the same thing or whatever. But it doesn't make much difference to me if I like the same thing.
For me, Ubisoft has really nothing else. Like, I can't think of anything else. Last year, their main focus was Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs.
They dropped the Rabbids TV show that was going for the Kinect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they dropped that like a rock.
It was picked up for a second season, apparently, but they just aren't, like, talking about it. They don't want to anymore, because it flopped. After a month of talking, they talked about it, and then a month later, it just dropped.
Yeah,
it released quietly, and it's just running around on.
Oh, it released.
Yeah. It released.
Oh, I didn't even know it got
the green light for a second season. It went 26 episodes and got greenlit.
I didn't even know it was released.
Nickelodeon's going crazy on it.
Holy cow!
Well, yes.
But the thing is that
they definitely stopped talking.
The thing is, it wasn't hitting gamers, so it dropped from us.
Oh yeah,
it went straight for the kids.
Wait, they're just bunnies.
They're just bunnies.
Yeah, they're just bunnies.
I don't think they'll drop. By the way, when it comes to that, God. I think they'll just.
There's your market right there.
They're adorable.
Bunch of Johns.
A bunch of adorable little bunnies.
No, Brain Scratch brought it up right with saying that they're just less interesting.
Name
minions.
drop.
They're less interesting minions.
Yeah, it's a good way.
It's
Minions don't even have their own show.
If we're going personal opinions now, Ubisoft for me is lackluster, running out of ideas, and I hate to say that. Because I love. It's gonna sound really weird. I love Ubisoft's treatment of employees, of the industry in general. But the only thing that I feel hurt about is the oversaturation of specific franchises.
Backstory: none of us have actually played Watch Dogs yet, but we're going by what we're hearing.
I had it pre-ordered,
which is average.
But Mario Kart 8 was worth more.
Mario Kart 8 was worth more.
Mario Kart.
Let's talk about Mario Kart 8 for a minute.
We'll get to that when we get to Nintendo.
If you guys want some more Mario Kart 8, click this. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyways, just go through our history feed and just click on our Mario Kart 8 head-to-head. It's pretty decent.
But I'm sure Watch Dogs does well and did well, but
it just didn't meet everybody's expectations.
When it comes to Ubisoft, I'm waiting for Assassin's Creed, and I know I'll probably like it because the gameplay won't be that much different. So
I don't know what they're going to do with 2 hours of conference time.
I don't know. Aisha Tyler will be cracking bad jokes like she did last year.
Last year was just god-awful.
They're going to talk about some whatever
they're
games.
You know what? Just Dance. I'm sorry, Just Dance. They're going to talk about Just Dance.
Yeah.
They'll probably bring back Usher.
It's literally going to be like the same. It's hopefully.
I miss Mr. Caffeine.
Most likely it's going to be the
Mr. Caffeine. Dear God, I would love to have Mr. Caffeine.
Okay. Whatever. Ubisoft did their thing.
All right, so I'm going to be at work all day, so I'm going to be scouring the internet for all this information in between lunch breaks and stuff. But I will be able to watch Sony's conference, and that's the one, at least Monday, that's the one that I'm the most pumped for.
I own a PS4, Michael owns a PS4.
We are PS4 fans.
I just haven't spent for an Xbox One.
As of the most recent generations, we're actually both have like about the same number of systems. We own all of the Nintendo consoles. Duh. I own all of the PlayStation consoles. Mark owns the 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And Xbox 360 and Xbox.
And I like Sony, what they're doing. I did see that leaked digital event of theirs or whatever, but a lot of PlayStation franchises are don't sit that well with me. I recently couldn't stomach God of War 2, so I stopped.
God of War was actually aiming for like a very specific crowd, and you being a platformer, you were not part of that crowd, my friend.
Like I said, I was gonna say like I'm gonna be fairly quiet for Sony's conference. I like it, and I'm gonna watch it. But you're gonna hear me for Nintendo.
Big polarizing news.
No, God of War 4 is supposedly teased.
Oh, what?
Supposedly talked about in teased.
I did not even hear about that.
I don't think it's by Santa Monica Studios. I think it's Ready at Dawn. No, I'm sorry. Ready at Dawn is doing Order 1886. Which I think might be shown off through Sony.
Yeah, no, that's a Sony exclusive.
Oh, is it?
That's one of the many Sony exclusives that's supposed to be released towards the end of this year. The Last Guardian, that was that breaking news thing. The Last Guardian, everybody was hearing that it was canceled through supposed insider information. It's not canceled. Sony actually came out publicly and said it's not canceled. It's not even on a hiatus.
No.
Which was surprising because everybody's like, dude, we haven't heard of this game since like, what, 2011? That was like the last time we got
It's been sitting through a generation right now, just really quiet.
And so that was really weird because that came out at the beginning of the PlayStation 3 generation, and like Final Fantasy Versus 13, has been in development since, with a giant question mark.
We'll have to wait and see.
My expectation is with that information, they're gonna have to show something off involving the last
that,
Guardian.
Or just confirm something that if it's canceled, it's
some
canceled.
some sort of information drop is going to be made just to kind of clear the air.
And since I heard that Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 won't be shown off, so to speak, at E3 because of that trailer,
bums me the hell out.
That's just me personally. That would have definitely warranted me watching the conference because
they have some other stuff that you're going to want to be interested in. That really weird tech demo that everybody watched last year, and then had that weird, wait a minute, that's a game? Deep down. I'm assuming going to show up again. We have Destiny, the first-person MMO.
Destiny.
Yeah.
That one's supposed to be humongous. The only reason why that's bundled in with PS4 is because Sony owns not exclusivity, but exclusive.
Kind of like how
DLC,
like Microsoft,
Microsoft with Call of Duty. They're there, but little
same area.
Well, because they got their exclusives, like they always get the DLCs.
The new
earlier.
Uncharted is supposed to be showing off.
Oh, that'll be good for them.
I haven't gone through Uncharted, so I don't really have much to say for it. I'm sure it'll be fun.
I did. I played Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, both. They were just great. They're definitely going to... If they don't have a new Uncharted for the new game...
I played the first one. I couldn't really get into it. I'm probably going to skip it, just jump to the second one, because everybody says that's the best one.
The first one... I never played the first one, but, like, when the first one came... Was the first one a launch title for the PlayStation 3?
It was.
Yeah, I heard that was like whatever.
It was like 2005,
2 was great. Even the multiplayer was great, but overall the game was just awesome.
Speaking of multiplayer, I haven't played a lick of The Last of Us multiplayer.
I heard that's great. That's great multiplayer.
That's a different subject. Okay, anyways.
Actually, on Last of Us, they haven't announced a release date for The Last of Us Remastered for PS4.
Yeah, they have.
Did they?
It's
still listed as December 31st, 2014.
No, there was a leaked thing on the PlayStation Network. If I remember correctly, I think it's actually very, very soon.
Ooh.
Like this month soon.
I've yet to play it, this will be my chance to play it.
Next month?
You owned it.
I owned it. I turned it in.
I think it's next month. Oh, well, I have a copy. That's okay.
Well, this PS4 one, I think, obviously would be the...
Yeah, then you'd rather just hammer it through the PlayStation.
Oh, one disclaimer overall, at least for me. I'm okay with the idea of taking things like all these past generation things and remaking them. This trend is okay, but it can't stick around too long.
I think if they Tomb Raider it, and they could continue to do it for maybe about the next 6 to 8 months, but after that, they really got to move on to
these
other
games.
Things.
Just came out, guys. We can't.
Yeah. Well,
this Last of Us thing is fine because I haven't played the game yet, but this window between Last of Us releasing and then a PS4 remake.
Yeah, it's what the game came out like less than 2 years ago.
No, last year.
Then that's
last year, July of last year.
That's even almost just as worse.
Yeah,
I don't want to say worse.
It's too short of a window. I don't know if they play.
Well, it's supposed to be coming out with a DLC as well, along with if I remember correctly, the Amazon video that everybody got for free, unless you didn't move fast enough, and a comic book, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think
a digital
with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 kind of out of the way, Destiny will be there, and I think that's the gist for Sony.
Persona 5.
Persona 5.
Boom! Boom! Name drop.
You think they'll put it in their conference?
They have to. They have
Sega behind
exclusive. Them. It's a Sony exclusive. Sega went through.
If anything, Sega will buy the marketing space.
Dude, I'm sorry, but Persona 5. If it doesn't show up, I'm gonna be heartbroken. If it doesn't, show up,
I think it'll be there at E3.
Just in general. If it's not at E3 in some shape or form, I'm gonna be heartbroken.
Oh.
I could see if
I need another trailer, maybe some gameplay. A release window would be nice, but just I need something at this point. Anything really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm a huge Persona fan. I love Persona. I jumped into it I think like 2-3 years ago. And I binged on it since. It's a great RPG series.
Should be fine.
Moving on. That's wrapping up Monday. All right. Anything else that you guys would like to see? I mean, we know that Naughty Dog is supposed to be working on a new IP alongside of any Last of Us stuff.
Crash Bandicoot? No.
New IP.
I know.
When they said
Banjo-Kazooie.
when I heard what. That's rare. And they're getting slammed by the Kinect. Anyways,
that's rare.
Whoa.
Microsoft.
No, but oh geez. I mean, like when they said that they're working on something else, I didn't read it all the way, and so I'm like, Jak and Daxter. Please, like Jak and Daxter,
that's
please.
A new IP.
It's been like when they started out with The Last of Us, they were starting out with like, hey, we should pick Jak and Daxter back up, and then they were working on it,
last time they touched
and they were at the beginning of the cycle for The Last of Us.
Oh.
That was the last time they touched the Jak and Daxter series. And they were like working on it, and they're like, yeah, you know what, this actually isn't looking anything like Jak and Daxter anymore. Let's just create something else.
I'd appreciate this new IP being something cartoony or animated or something like that, as opposed to the realism from Uncharted and Last of Us.
Especially seeing how Insomniac, the guys behind the Ratchet and Clank series, are making that Sunset Overdrive game for Microsoft.
And that looks crazy and kooky. And
that actually looks really funny. Like I've there was this like GIF of like the respawns, and they're all different. I saw at least 2 to 3 dozen different respawns, and they're all hilarious. They're all just, they have their own, it has so much charm in the same way that Ratchet and Clank had so much charm.
So for then the Naughty Dog's new EP, I would appreciate it being something cartoony, or maybe something as cartoony.
No, it's what?
Naughty Dog's new IP.
There we go. Yeah. You said EP.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. This ain't no band, but
my bad. It'll be something cartoony, and I'd appreciate something like that.
I mean, so I definitely feel like Sony's gonna have something up their sleeve this year, though. They've got.
Well, they're on a roll from last year.
Yeah, they're on a roll. Xbox is, Microsoft is regaining momentum after ditching that thing, having a quote-unquote price drop, which still drives my nerves. It's not a price drop. You're getting rid of a useless peripheral. Moving along, it's actually Microsoft's starting to catch up, and right now is the time for Sony to hammer in the nails.
Sony can't get too comfortable though, otherwise this is just going to come off as lazy.
Yeah,
they're gonna go from pushing boundaries to riding coattails.
Yeah. As far as Destiny goes, I'm expecting beta information, specifically dates.
Yeah. If anything, I'm expecting a portion of Sony's conference to also kind of do what they did last year and focus on indie titles, which is still becoming a big thing.
Yeah, that. They're
probably going to take a lot of PC indie games and move them over.
BTW, last year E3, Transistor was present. This year E3, Transistor is not present because it released last month. And boy, oh boy, is it such a great game, everybody. It's such a great game.
So they have a good track record with it. So they
with
should be
IPs,
fine.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Transistor and Destiny exclusivity, along with my sincerest and best wishes for Sony, was what warranted me to pick up a PS4 before an Xbox One.
Yeah. But I think we're on enough on Sony's. We covered every
and that's actually that's the end of
the conferences of Monday.
That's the end of Monday. We actually still have a few games that we didn't touch upon that are kind of scattered around.
They're multi-platform.
Yeah. So just going down the list, we already mentioned Aliens Isolation. We have Batman Arkham Knight,
which got delayed, so
it should show up
gameplay
demo.
Yeah. I know people are eager to see how the Batmobile works,
demo, yeah.
so I'm expecting something about the Batmobile.
And during a very, very, very recent gaming convention or something like that, they had the demo where you could drive the Batmobile.
Yeah, and people are curious as to how that integrates with the formula that they all like.
Yeah. So and then Evolve, Kingdom Come, which is a green-lit Kickstarter, or no, it's called Indiegogo or something like that. Indiegogo or something like that. Some sort of a crowdfunder game
Indiegogo.
That right now has me excited. The things that they're able to do right now, as of late, I've been very leaning towards indie people and leaning away from the big publishers and stuff like that, just because these indie people are able to do so much more, bring such higher quality products with smaller budgets, and it's incredible.
It's funny because I think the same way too, but the older style games like Super Nintendo and stuff like that, a lot of their stories were from limited budgets and the short staff team, and yet they produced great games.
Amazing games.
It's kind of a bad thing. I don't wish this on you employees and companies, but I get the feeling that if you're pushed to your limit, you
that's
can do
another
it.
Video altogether.
That's another video.
That's something we could discuss some other time, and I've actually been picking up a lot of information on that, so that might be a hint drop. Anyways, along with that, we have Kingdom Come, Metro Redux, which
that fell into the trend of that remaking.
I'm a fan of
gen stuff.
I'm a fan of the Metro series. I played 2033, suffered through its wonky controls and stuff like that. Actually, now that I think about it, I wouldn't call it suffering. It was a great game.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like, oh yeah. Then if it's good, you're gonna like it. I'm just looking at the trend overall.
I will pick it up for PS4. I don't want to say expecting, but I want a release window at the very least. Mortal Kombat 10.
Just now.
Just probably a gameplay.
Yeah, I'm thinking demo.
Gameplay demo. Let's have a fighting game. Oh yeah. Back to Microsoft's thing, just for Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct, whichever. Let's have a fighting game demo that's not so rapey, please.
Yeah,
that got really creepy and
really weird.
That did not help Microsoft's conference from last year.
Yeah, its conference was
no. They showed off Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I remember
and the guy was fighting the girl. The girl was using the controller. The guy was fighting with the fight stick. And that one line that he said, he's like, "Just sit still. It'll all be over soon."
Yeah, no, that was the whole thing was just bad.
That hit.
Oh god, that sounds
a lot of bad strings, and that
then the guy just proceeds to just
wail on her.
Yeah.
Like she didn't
in the game.
Like no, not physically. That would have been
that would have been a news
that
story.
That would have warranted security or something.
As if the Xbox community isn't hurting.
And last but not least, there's a ton of more games that are going to be showing up, but at least worth noting, Witcher 3, which last year showed up during Microsoft's conference, but is multi-platform.
It's an RPG. It's big. I know you guys like it. I haven't played it. Sorry.
I've actually done my homework on CD Projekt, or I don't know how to pronounce their name, but that group, they're actually the ones that are working on a game that I'm very interested in that we haven't heard of, I think in about a year and a half, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, okay.
They're working on that game. They just actually started their own kind of a Steam server through like GOG.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's like all DRM free games, all that good stuff. They're actually I recommend anybody to look up the company history because they are very from humble beginnings.
Which is always good.
And something worth mentioning about The Witcher, it's based on a book that 99.9% of people have never heard of. Like until now, nobody knew that it was based on a book.
Go pick up the book.
Yeah, I actually don't even know what the book's called. I don't even know if it has Witcher in the name of it. All I know is based on
Assassin of Kings.
Oh, wow.
Or Witch Hunt.
Yeah, it that whole story warrants its own video altogether.
Yeah.
And why, and that leaning into like the industry and stuff like that, that could be its own video. Requested. Now let's talk about a favorite.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Here's where I'm gonna shine.
Here's
where I'm gonna shine. We got Nintendo's digital event.
Preach.
We got Nintendo's digital event tomorrow at 9:30. Oh, not tomorrow. 2 days from now, 9:30.
Tuesday.
We've got a lot of things
Rise
talked
and
about,
shine, people.
and we have a lot of things covered about it. And I'm excited for this because this is Nintendo's curtain call here because the Wii U's been struggling and Mario Kart picked it up, but now Nintendo has to send it home. And we're keeping that one game that you guys know about with Nintendo. We're going to keep that until the end of the video. The one game. We'll cover the other one too because I know that one's going to sit well with me as opposed to the other people.
I'm saying there's multiple games though that we're actually going to be holding towards the end.
I mean like the ones that they know will sell the Wii U. That one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Okay.
The one that will sell the Wii U. So we got a whole bunch of projects that need to cover a bunch of different bases. Out of all of these conferences, Nintendo needs to do the most work here. So let's go down the list.
Because we know Microsoft's not hurting for cash. We know Sony's not hurting for cash.
They need to focus on the Wii U.
Nintendo, yes.
Well, they just had a recent layoff of their...
You know, they laid off their German thing in the middle of company restructuring. So
that's funny. I think that's funny though that one minor layoff, that one minor isolated incident, like Nintendo's
going through restructuring like other companies.
Yeah, Nintendo CEO has gone on record saying that we do not cycle out people regularly like other companies do. Other companies are like, we don't need a concept artist right now because we're out of the concept art period. Mm-hmm. So they toss them, right? After 6 months of work, they're out of work for another 6 months or so until they get picked up by another developer. With Nintendo, with the CD Projekt Group, and I hate to admit it, but I love their practices, but I hate their games. Ubisoft. They cycle through their developers. They cycle through their employees. They don't just fire them like any other company would.
Nintendo is homely.
Yes.
You feel homely.
And so to me, that was kind of a shock to hear layoffs. But then hearing them go back and saying they will most likely pick up a job within the company again, mm-hmm. just in different parts of the company, that kind of
It's a little reassuring.
It was reassuring to me because it's like, okay, Nintendo's just not going to leave them in the wind like EA would. Or like, oh god, I'm spacing out. Anyway.
Activision, Ubisoft.
Activision, yeah.
Take your pick. But the games for themselves, I know they're going to focus, I want them to focus more on the Wii U. The 3DS will be there, I know, but it doesn't need anything helping. It doesn't have...
3DS is on fire
the 3DS will sell. 3DS sells...
If we're talking portables, the 3DS is probably killing the mobile app.
I mean, we've got the Ruby and Sapphire remakes.
Oh, yes. And there's going to be more footage of that. I already know. There's going to be more information. Harvest Moon. I'm actually hoping for Monster Hunter Ultimate 4. That's a 3DS game.
Right.
I'm actually hoping for, what's it called? Oh, God, don't tell me it slipped.
Which one?
Oh, bananas. Oh my god, it totally
Bananas?
slipped. No.
Pokemon, crap.
Come back to me.
We'll go back to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go into
Pass.
the Wii U because I think their drops are going to be the Legend of Zelda title, which will the new Legend of Zelda title, which I know everybody's excited for.
I've heard some crazy names for that thing.
Unbound King, Forgotten Shard. Take your pick, but we know what that's going to be.
Purple hippopotamus.
I'm excited for it because there was an article I read earlier last year about the creator saying that he needs to take Zelda into a new direction because he admits that the formula is getting stale.
And that's not including or involving Hyrule Warriors, which is set to release in Japan in August.
Yeah. So they got some work to do for Hyrule Warriors, which I don't think will be talked about. I think it'll be talked about a good amount just to get people excited for this. It's coming this year, so, that's fine. And they're probably going to do teaser for the new Zelda with a lot of information, like talking information. Probably not showing us a lot for the new Zelda.
I don't know. I mean, they were showing off Zelda footage for stuff on the Wii U 2-3 years ago.
Who knows? That could be the project. That's the thing. That was their tech demo. It could be their project.
It could be a Wind Waker incident, though.
True. We could go back. We could go back to Toon Link.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Do that.
No, I'm a cell shaded Wind Waker fan. I don't want to see that come back.
I like to think the Zelda fans they grew to like him.
Yeah, no. It's funny seeing the community because I'm a huge fan. Out of the three of us, I'm probably the biggest fan of the
guaranteed
the Triforce,
or more like the only fan.
Okay, whatever. Currently sitting inside the slots of each respective Nintendo console I own. I have Skyward Sword in my Wii U right now. I have A Link to the Past stuck in my Super Nintendo, Majora's Mask in my Nintendo 64. I'm a huge Nintendo fan. And just I loved Wind Waker when I saw it. I was kind of hurt by the community when they were all bashing it. And when they all played the game and went, "Oh my god, this is a great game," I was like, "Suck it."
So far, yeah. And the Zelda community, they got fine. They're fine now.
Yeah. That was everybody was treating it like the Sonic 06 of the Zelda franchise.
Before it released.
As soon as it came out and they played it, it became the Sonic Adventure of the franchise.
Yeah.
Not Adventure 2, just the first Sonic Adventure.
So Zelda. Yeah. I think Zelda will be the bomb that they drop for.
It's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed that it's gonna be their main focus.
Yeah.
Not main focus. I mean this is what you're gonna get the Wii U for next year.
It's also just very likely they would talk about.
And there is back to actually Pokemon. What I'm excited for is this rumored Pokken Fighters.
Oh my god!
By the people who created Tekken, because they at the end of some Pokemon conference they did a screenshot. I'll probably post it up on this video. The screenshot of Lucario and Blaziken, this fully 3D, beautiful Wii U environment of them fighting, supposedly about to get ready to fight.
Something interesting too. It's been on record from multiple developers that the Wii U is actually stronger than some of the next gen consoles if used correctly.
And who better to use them correctly than Nintendo?
Yeah. I mean, I think that was the point of Nintendo, though.
Yeah.
The reason why games like Watch Dogs for the Wii U are being delayed is because Nintendo software and coding and stuff like that isn't the easiest to get along with. If I remember correctly, I think that was the biggest
flop of the Wii?
Flop of not the Wii, because the Wii
never flopped.
Printed money.
Well, no,
it prints money.
No,
yeah,
but the games
games
outside Nintendo
were kind of garbage.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can't really think.
They had to go backwards hardware wise.
Well, it was
the Sonic Unleashed version. The Wii version of Sonic Unleashed is the PS2 version. So that's their. That's what they had to do. Yeah. And a lot of developers didn't want to do that.
Yeah. But that's just what I mean. It was like a console everyone bought. All the Nintendo games are great for their console.
Speaking of Sonic or Sega franchises, if you guys lived under a rock, Shin Megami Tensei, actually all of Atlas was purchased by Sega.
I've been.
So now, thinking of Sega, Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem for the Wii U.
We'll get info on that.
I need info on that. I'm begging for info on that. Zelda Wii U and probably X Project are my three.
That X Project, a Xenoblade sequel, I want to say something
spiritual successor.
Yeah.
Anyways, those three, outside of the ones that we could all agree on, those three are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most.
We got Bayonetta 2, which is also another a helpful boon.
I thought that was funny because we saw gameplay and we saw demos and stuff like that last year for Bayonetta 2.
I got to play it at last year's Comic-Con.
Yeah, and I was told that, at least I was under the impression, I don't know, my information could be wrong, that it was supposed to release between that time and a year, and by this E3, and it's still not out yet.
Yeah.
It still doesn't even have like a release window.
Would it...
I mean, like, what's the deal with some of these? I don't know. Anyways,
yeah, issue. But for the last, I mean, I know we're gonna cover those last two games, but for the last prediction thing, I'm like every other Nintendo fan, I feel like, who's still on board for either F-Zero, Star Fox, or Metroid to come back in some way.
If I had to pick one of the three, just based off my experience, I'd see
Star Fox.
I'd want Star Fox, but I'd see Metroid coming back.
I would see Metroid.
And it's unfortunate. I love Star Fox to death. FYI, it was the first game I played on the Super Nintendo. The first Star Fox. And I would hate to see it go.
I think it's still around. I'd like to think, because I like to think that with the 3DS doing so comfortably, people can release a game like a Metroid game or a Star Fox game on the 3DS comfortably and have it sell well.
Yeah.
It'd be a good testing ground. I don't think we're going to see a Wii U version of these games. I think we're going to see 3DS versions of these games to kind of put Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, whoever into the market and go, okay, do you guys still like it? And then yes, we'll go Wii U.
Yeah, something worth mentioning, in Japan right now, the 3DS LL's Circle Pad is growing in popularity. In the US, I can only think of one game that actually used it. Actually, two now that I think about it. Monster Hunter and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance were the only two that I could think of off the top of my head that used the Circle Pad Pro. That being said, this thing, the 3DS, has the power of a GameCube. Actually, I think it's stronger than
a GameCube.
Stronger than a GameCube. So I do not see reason why we can't, I don't want to say require games in a way that the Nintendo 64 required expansion packs.
Don't look at any 3DS game as a lesser thing when it comes to a console. They pump 3DS out big, beautiful, wonderful experiences.
What would be great, but they probably wouldn't likely just because of the Mario Kart, if they could do like an F-Zero game for the 3DS. Like a fun racing game. I don't
see it.
I could see that.
I could see it.
I would like that, but I would highly doubt seeing anything like that.
I think with Mario
I could see
Kart
F-Zero being pushed as a graphical powerhouse kind of game.
You think
for 3DS when it comes to how we're making it look.
I'm sad to say it, and I'm not, because I don't want to mention him not being announced in a certain other game right now, but I don't see him coming back.
It's a shame.
Game-wise.
Yeah, it's a shame. I want to think so. I like to think they're keeping him away to show off a new redesign for something. That's stretching it, but it is something that is possible.
Who knows? I mean, Nintendo has so many slots during the E3 conference.
They have enough franchises to cover everyone's bases.
I mean, they have enough booths, and they have enough presentation or like rooms like sanctioned off for them and stuff like that, that I would not be surprised to see all 3 of those franchises come back.
Yeah. That's our big wish list.
Yeah. If they actually
those 3 coming back. But we have 2 games left to discuss.
First, let's take care of Mark's, because the last one is a
love
for all of us.
Alrighty, here we go, kids. I know you guys were waiting for this one. We got Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom!
For the Wii U and 3DS. Well, I'm sorry, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric and Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal.
They're 2 completely different games.
2 completely different games, which I'm all for, because I know you guys hate Lost World for 3DS, I understand. Which means now you're not looking for a dumbed down version. I said that the 3DS don't look at 3DS games as inferior. Let me put that in a different context.
Yeah, that makes me feel bad because I bought Mark his copy of Sonic
It's
Lost World for his
understandable.
birthday.
I still enjoy the purchase.
And 3DS, like, that makes me feel like crap.
I still enjoy playing it, and I enjoy the purchase, and it's fun. In my sense, it has its issues, but like I said, I've Sonic franchises have been down in the dumps. Shadow 06. But so this
Shadow 06.
This pales.
Was there a comma in between, or is that a game?
They all bleed together. Those 2 bleed together into one big offense. But that's off the subject.
Shadow the Hedgehog though, so you could.
That's off the subject. We can go to our Shadow the Hedgehog.
You know what? Shadow the Hedgehog 2 from Sega. That's what I see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Imagine.
Oh yeah.
But Sonic Boom is obviously this is big for us because
darker and edgier.
He's getting rebooted into not rebooted, but he's being
rated
brought into the US version of Sonic Boom with Big Red Button. And I know with the footage, if you were watching this, I'd like to think you're a big enough Sonic fan to see the Wii U or 3DS footage, but if you haven't, it's getting very beat-em-up-ish and focusing on adventure style.
Hardcore Ratchet and Clank vibes from it.
Yeah, that's because Big Red Button is composed of a lot of former Naughty Dog and Insomniac staff members.
And those guys were platformer powerhouses during the PS2 era.
And let me say this, I'm fine with this gameplay shift. I'm fine with it because I've seen what happens when we slow Sonic down via Lost World and Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Here's a beat 'em up where you didn't have to turn him into a werehog, but his fighting is fast-paced and stylish, and this is just the combat sections.
And realistic.
This is the combat sections. This isn't the whole game.
Because I'm not that huge of a Sonic fan. I like Adventure 2, but that's because it's easy to like.
It's easy to like.
I'm not a huge Sonic fan. I am not going to play through Unleashed just because of the amount of complaints I hear about it. That in itself turns it off. I tried 06. I hate that freaking game.
Everybody does.
I like Silver.
Silver's a cool guy, but you know what? I'm not going to play the game for him.
It's got a good soundtrack.
I play Sonic and the Secret Rings multiplayer if I want to play Silver.
It interested me.
Oh, were you?
I saw the game and I went, you know what? That could warrant me a pre-order. And the only time I've ever pre-ordered a Sonic game was Mark's copy of Sonic Lost World for the 3DS. Oh my god!
I don't see a problem with these games. I know there's complaints to be had. I know there's still some of you who are still on the Knuckles train. Get off the Knuckles train, please. He looks fine. He does his job. His head was huge for his body when he was regular.
All of their heads
were
huge.
Look at the. I don't.
They're small little bodies.
I like a new bad guy. I like this Lyric guy. The only thing I'm a bit iffy on. This is nitpicky. That's the problem. I'm looking at this thing so much, and I'm so happy about it that I have no choice but to nitpick. They said they're gonna kind of change Amy's personality to not be so focused on Sonic, which I thought was endearing. I thought it was her. But
I think coming from Naughty Dog and actually just the Naughty Dog side, where they like the strong female lead protagonist.
And I'm big on that. She's the archaeologist of the group.
Yeah, I definitely see that at least being reasonable.
Heck, the 3DS version story is Lyric kidnaps Amy because of her knowledge. He needs her help for something and is going to make her do it. And you have to rescue her. So there's a bit of a Mario. There's a bit of a Mario vibe there.
Yeah, and then you get Styx the Echidna.
Styx the Badger.
Styx the Armadillo.
Styx the Badger.
Styx the.
Which that's for the TV show personally. She's playable in the 3DS version, and she looks like she's fine with that remote control boomerang and whatever. She looks, and I'm only gonna look at her in the context of the TV show, which that's its own thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm here for the game. And the game looks great. And if it doesn't do well, if I don't like it as much as I'm hyping up for it now, it's not that big of a blow because this is a spin-off series. This isn't the main Sonic series. This is a spin-off. And that's it. I'm excited for it. I'm eager to see more. Everything looks funny, it looks charming, and it looks exciting, and I'm excited for Sonic to go that direction.
And personal shout out to you Sonic fans. Suck it up! Honestly, Jesus Christ, this game actually looks good, and you guys are going to nitpick about every little aspect of this. And this is me going on a little miniature rant, not necessarily for Mark, but defending this game, and it looks good! Back off!
Now, I'm fine with nitpicking if that's not driving your purchase, okay? Sonic has blue arms. It's okay.
Guess what?
Sonic has a scarf. It's okay.
Guess what? That doesn't affect the story. They're not going to focus the story on his blue arms. They're going to focus the story on lyric
and sports tape.
No, not sports tape. They're focusing it on the game. I'm sorry, not the game. The characters, not their physical aspect.
Oh, by the way, this focus on the characters' personalities is a great move.
I was listening to some of the banter between the different characters and stuff like that during just boss fights.
These things have more things in them.
It's hilarious. Dear God, this is good. Anyways, all right, moving on.
Okay, we're moving on to that one game.
To rule them all.
Super Smash Brothers
for the Wii U and 3DS.
For the Wii U and 3DS. Just to start off, I think they'll announce a subtitle.
They need to, because I'm tired of calling it Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS.
Smash Brothers Brouhaha.
Brouhaha. Shark bait oohaha.
Smash Brothers
Is that what they did last time, though?
No, they've always announced it with the... as soon as it was announced, it was Brawl. As soon as it was announced, it was Melee.
This is the first one where it's for the Wii U and 3DS.
I feel like they won't, to be honest.
I mean, think about it. Super Smash Brothers for the GameCube.
No, but I feel like it's gone so far enough where... They don't.
This is exactly back on a Sonic Boom nitpicking thing. I just think there will be a subtitle launched. I think so.
I don't think so.
There has to be, because we've always known when we think of the GameCube Melee, we don't think of Super Smash Bros. Melee. We think Melee.
Melee. I think Brawl. I think Project M.
I think
64.
64. I don't think Super Smash Bros. 64. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Like, hey, you want to play Wii U? Hey, you want to play 3DS? No.
No, like that makes why.
So we know
they're gonna drop a subtitle.
Like reason why we're keeping it separate is because Nintendo's keeping it separate. We got the tournament. We got something. I think a direct focused entirely on it.
No, I don't think it's direct. It's on it. I think it just has a large part of it.
Yeah, which means I don't actually think they're going to be announcing a lot aside from a summer release date, because this is your last chance, I think, too. You need to announce a summer release date for the 3DS version.
I mean, E3 is what kicks off the summer.
Yeah.
The summer of games.
And to be honest, I'm predicting it's going to be a late summer. I think it's going to be like late July.
Like I said, the last day of summer is September 22nd. So if they really wanted to troll, they could wait September 22nd.
And then and then release release the Wii U version September 23rd.
But when it comes to, if they're not doing their own special thing, and I think they're going to do a lot of information drops at this tournament alongside it to, get people excited, because they know people are going to be tuning into this tournament, which will be fun.
I would like to tune into this tournament. I am part of the workforce, so I can't.
I'm in between. It just happened to be during E3.
Wait, what time is it supposed to be at, Mark?
It's going to be at... The tournament's going to be at 4.
Oh, really?
Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, we might.
You might catch the end of it, depending on how long this tournament goes.
I think.
Oh, you know what? No, you're right, because it's on a Tuesday, not on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Heads up, everybody. Best Buy is doing demos. Go play it. Wednesday and Saturday.
Don't go to my location. I want a short line.
Yeah, don't
don't go to
go. We're in Los Angeles. We live in
North Dakota.
We live in
the Yukon,
Seattle,
Texas,
Alaska,
Bermuda Triangle,
Denver.
Don't follow me.
Live in
Puerto Rico. I don't know. I'm running out of. Just go away. No.
So what I'm expecting for the info, if they're gonna drop info during the invitational tournament, I'm expecting I'm expecting a couple characters, and I'm 110% positive they will show us a new character.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be a returning character.
No, they'll announce returning characters, but they announce a lot of characters for E3.
My thing is, we are missing a lot of the original 12.
I'm talking Captain Falcon, Ness, and Jigglypuff are the missing links from this.
No, and we don't need Jigglypuff.
I know this is just something that has to stay around, though. I feel
they're part of the original 12 for the same reason that they didn't chop off the ice climbers between Melee and Brawl. If that was true, chop off the original cast.
If they didn't care about tradition, Jigglypuff, I swear, would have been cut in Melee.
Yeah, after Melee, yeah.
So
we'll see.
And when it comes to the other returning fighters, I would like to see Game & Watch. I would like to see Wario. And so, but
how do you feel with Rosalina practically replacing the ice climbers?
I'm fine. I didn't think ice climbers as a character was. Okay, great. I like them as a fighter.
Desynking made legit.
As a fighter, that's great. But this was just one 8-bit representative from a franchise that spans one game. I feel.
Well, I mean, it was brought back in the NES remix.
It was brought back, but as an homage, not a full remake.
The fact that no one knew. Well, I shouldn't say no one. Barely anybody knew who they were.
And you did, and yes, and Sakurai, you did your job with the ice climbers in that sense. People know who they are, and I bet people are going to NES remix and they're going to play the original ice climbers. You did it. That's great. They did their turn. Let's get Ganondorf, Wario, Mr. Game & Watch, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
We're hitting a number cap though.
I know we're hitting a number cap.
He wants to aim a ballpark range of Brawl.
I like the field. I like the. I want.
Does that mean
I would like to be in the studio where one day it's like where Sakurai just walks in and says, "We're going to be making it bigger."
More characters.
And the staff guy's like, "Oh," but then everyone else is like, "Yes."
Well, everybody yes, but then no, because if they did that, it would be delayed. If they would dare,
not if they can make it.
Delay it if you want. Just finish it.
Okay.
With the 3DS.
Now let's throw in, at least for Nintendo's sake, some potential games that we would like to be made. I mean, we did discuss Metroid, Star Fox. Is there anything else that you guys could think of? I actually want to see more HD remakes in the form like Wind Waker was. I'd be
fine with a Mario Sunshine or Luigi's Mansion remake.
I would love either one of those.
Pokemon
Dark
XD Gale of Darkness?
No.
Revamped with Gen 5 through 6.
That'd be neat. It would look fantastic.
That Poke Tekken thing that you're talking about?
Yeah.
I see that kind of like in the same sense of like Battle Revolution was for the Wii. It kind of skipped a generation with Black and White and Black and White.
Then when it comes to my prediction, I hope this is a bit... I know people were talking about it. I hope I'm wrong about it being a fighting game. I want a full-fledged Wii U Coliseum XD style kind of... branched out at Coliseum XD style Pokemon game that looks like that.
I mean, seriously, but then you're thinking of other things like the Pokebank. What was it for? Okay, it's great. I could transfer Pokemon from Black, White to, but you're charging me a monthly subscription fee for this thing.
I think your Pokemon box will do well, and you guys promised 3DS and Wii U connectivity for a lot of your games.
So, with that being said, this Pokemon game that you were mentioning, I'm thinking it's actually kind of like a Battle Revolution thing where we're going to be able to see our Pokemon come to real life. Kind of like how...
if it's not a 2D fighter, which would be fine, of course. I love Pokemon. But
either or, but I need...
It'd be weird.
I need my Wii U hub.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I do. I need my Nintendo console hub.
Pokemon Box 2.
Oh, well, that wouldn't necessarily be bad.
I didn't get Pokemon Box, but, you know.
I didn't either, but you know what? I was a huge fan of Ruby, and I definitely feel like I would have benefited from it.
I would be fine with I'd be fine with like a Battle Revolution style because there's a lot more connectivity. It's a lot easier to get your Pokemon into these games now.
Wi-Fi.
Through Wi-Fi, through the connection with the Wii U, it's a lot easier to do.
No
use your 3DS as a controller even. You don't even have to transfer your Pokemon. That'd be great if they could. I don't know. That's winging it on technology. But,
I mean, in the same sense that I was able to transfer my Mii from my 3DS to my Wii U when I got my Wii U.
Yeah.
That kind of connectivity where I'm able to move my Pokemon trainer from my 3DS to my Wii U, Poke Tekken game. That's
Battle Revolution had a good... Did you ever do the online for Battle Revolution?
No, I never did.
It was pretty good. moved your Pokemon in and you took a whack on random opponents. It could be fleshed out more, but random opponents and fight them. Maybe level up, unlock stuff, customize your trainer.
Include things with the friends list. Well, maybe a chat box or something like that. You know, just little social things, because unfortunately that was one of the things that Mario Kart 8 kind of faltered in, the lack of social things.
Yeah.
And Pokemon is the type of game where you could have a chat box where you could talk to people and stuff.
You know what? Somebody actually, when it comes to Pokemon, wait, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Go for it. Finish it.
No,
I had another prediction. It was something that was thrown around a little bit. It was meant as a joke, but I think I could see it. When you're talking about GameCube games getting HD remakes.
What?
Smash Brothers Melee HD.
Oh no.
No, there'd be no point.
That's only if Nintendo recognizes the Melee community, which I think they do after the backlash from Melee not being broadcasted at Apex, I believe, 2015.
And on top of that, they're confident that the new Brawl, or God,
they're so
Smash.
confident about the competitive nature of Smash
that they brought back all these.
That they're bringing back these pros
from both Melee and Brawl.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that Brawl,
Brawl was too casual.
Yeah,
random tripping my ass.
And they knew that. They knew that because they
Excuse me.
They knew Melee was such a great hit, and Brawl
was too casual.
It was very
too casual to the point where it was modded to do that.
And it's great that they now recognize that that was a decent enough issue that had
I like to think that even though Sakurai doesn't say it directly, which annoys me, I would just like him to just say that, we want it to be competitive. We want it to be balanced. Project M proved that we can do it, and I'm not saying take Project M and put it into your Wii U or whatever.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying, Sakurai, I'm saying, Sakurai, just help us help you, please.
And with that, is there anything else that we could really talk about with E3? I mean, for me, it's...
we can cover the last couple things. We talked about Metroid, Star Fox, and F-Zero, but what kind of game would you want?
I want to see Fallout.
Fallout 4.
Diverging from Nintendo, I want to see... It doesn't necessarily have to be Fallout 4. But I want to see... Bethesda that is not the evil within.
I want to see, honestly,
that's not South Park.
Yeah, that's what? Wait, what?
I think they played a part.
That was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft played a part.
Ubisoft was
I thought Bethesda played a part in Stick of Truth's development. I think during THQ's time.
I do not.
Regardless, we don't want evil within or evil within. Bethesda. We don't want Bethesda. I know you guys are good at what you do. I like Skyrim. I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout Vegas. So Fallout 4 would be a good
I want Fallout information. Now actually we should probably talk about some other people. Capcom. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on Dead Rising 3 being PC. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is a silly idea.
I look at it and I see I look at it and I say, what else you got? What else you got?
Ultra Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition.
Oh God!
You think they'll throw out a Marvel vs. Capcom 4? Or is Disney keeping a leash on them as well?
Yeah,
oh God, that's right.
That'd be interesting.
Oh wow! I totally forgot about that.
Even if they were able to, I feel like they wouldn't do it.
What's that going to mean for this franchise?
I was recently affected by the whole Disney thing, where one of my comic book series was cut off because of the Disney thing.
Thinking back though, I'm not that big. I'm actually, that could happen. I don't think we're going to see Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 4, but Disney and Capcom worked together on the DuckTales remake with the help of Way Forward. It was a Capcom game,
but that was in the sense that Capcom developed it.
Capcom Way Forward beefed it up. Capcom initially designed it. Disney gave them the okay.
Yeah, that was the thing though. Disney owned it,
and DuckTales did moderately well. I like to think that Disney's not Nintendo in that sense. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to keep a steel fist on each of their franchises that they just recently purchased. And I think they understand that the public wants what they want with Marvel or Star Wars.
Mentioning Disney and Marvel and stuff, that Disney Infinity 2.0.
Right.
When I heard of it, I literally thought it was a joke.
And I expected it would happen.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer and I went, okay. Probably.
Probably. Oh, the figures. Nintendo's.
Oh my god, I totally forgot.
Nintendo's doing the Skylanders kind of style, but, except they're a bit different in the fact that Skylanders does the same thing too. But these figures work for different games, supposedly. Supposedly we're going to hear more about this. There's rumors about it being with Smash Brothers and Mario.
Now that I think about it, there's supposed to be like a conference with one 3DS game.
That's going to last like 90 minutes.
That's supposed to be like an hour and a half long. And it's like a private booth kind of a thing. I'm thinking maybe that's when it'll show up. Maybe it's a 3DS game. And you know, Smash Bros. Is coming to the 3DS, and they did promise some sort of 3DS Wii U connectivity.
I was seeing a rumor, and I was seeing a couple of things that have been stacking heavily. I know there's a big trend of E3 leaks, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's bull.
They're fake, but there's something I'm hearing about with a Mario, a Link, a Samus, and a Pikachu figure.
Something worth noting as well. If you are one of the first 70 people to pre-order a copy of Super Smash Bros. During the Best Buy event, you get and I've seen it, a little like gold coin thing. And it's not like a gold coin, just the coin. It's like a gold coin on a little platform in the same style that like the items are in. Oh. And I'm just connecting those two dots right now as we speak.
So
and on a platform like like a Skylander item would be or something like that.
Oh, I thought you meant like a platform like on the map of the game, like
no.
land with a coin on it.
No, like like those little like black circles.
It's got like a whole surrounding.
Yeah, it might have a sensor at the bottom or something.
Ooh, imagine
that would be. I'm gonna pre-order it at Best Buy just in case.
Don't go to my location.
Back off.
I'm gonna get the coin.
We live in Los Angeles. Come on by. We live in Alaska. Come on by.
I'm busy hanging out in Tahiti.
Hanging out in Denver.
I'm Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
Washington D.C. I'm hanging out with Obama.
But when it comes to that, I know I say personally that I wasn't big on the collecting the figures.
I might with
Disney Infinity and Skylanders.
I might with Disney's Infinity
Skylanders
2.0.
Because I was a bit kind of I was bitter that Spyro. I know who Spyro
is.
Spyro
got sucker punched.
Spyro. I'm just a bit disappointed because I'm not familiar with Spyro. I heard the games were good, but by the time I take a look at him, he's thrown around in Spyro's Adventures, which I feel bitter toward, even though I don't know anything about Spyro. But
I played the PS2 games, Enter the Dragonfly and stuff, and it definitely made me bitter towards Skylanders, and it's probably why I dismissed that entire market.
Yeah,
that whole figurine market. Like I've
that
always
and
treated it as
they're
a joke.
Completely new characters, which is big. I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I like collecting new stuff.
Yeah, that definitely has to be hard.
But being the Nintendo fanboy that I am, I would gladly collect these figures. I'm not on the fence of them being DLC though.
Oh,
if Smash Bros. Is going to be incorporated and I have to buy Mewtwo to put him in later on, I don't like that approach.
What if it was just something like you get like a free DLC thing? I don't know. I'm just
this comes in a conjunction of things. What the figurine offers.
What does it do?
What's its price? And will it be required for my full experience of the game?
Honestly, if it's fully required for the experience of any game that isn't independent or something like that, kind of like how Skylanders has its own game, if it's not its own like independent 3DS title kind of a thing, and it's required for multiple games, and that thing is in the double digits, like it's $10-$12, I'm not gonna be a fan of this.
No. And I do like the reason why the cost would matter, because they're saying that it works for multiple games. They had a Mario figurine, they're showing it off working in a Mario game. And
oh
maybe
my god!
You can put it in.
Thinking of it, the platforms look the same.
There you go.
With the Mario coin and the okay, all right, definitely pre-order.
There you guys go.
Yeah, there we go.
we got work to do.
That's a strong hunch.
I'm cutting the video now.
Well, anyways, with that, guys, I think we're pretty E3'd out right now.
The hype's still hurting, and talking about it just makes my heart hurt.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm excited for tomorrow, everybody. With that, we will. Be...
for our future plans regarding E3, I think we mentioned it during the video, Mario Kart 8 video, but in case you aren't watching that,
and if you made it through the end of this video,
yes, yeah, this is something to listen to while you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Cool beans. No, but yeah, this whole week we're actually taking a pause from our games. So no Zone of the Enders, no more Sonic 2 right now. We are going to be focusing on E3 news, information, gameplay, if we could get our hands on any of the
by
videos.
Thursday or Friday, we'll probably have a good summary of all the information and stuff that we've shared. We'll gather whatever gameplay footage we have, and depending if the news dies down by Thursday, we'll have it up, well, at least upload it by Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a debate right now between 1 to 2 videos Thursday, Friday, or daily videos, or it's right now it's up in the air, but know that we are taking a break this week because of E3, and you guys should be too.
This E3 is big, which means a lot of info could be dropped. It could be multiple videos. But we're really excited for this.
Every E3.
Every E3 is big, but except for last year.
This one is gonna be one of the bigger ones because it's the first E3 after the generation leap.
And I was sitting, last year's was sitting through a pissing contest between the two consoles. So now that that's out of the way, let's do a pissing contest with the games.
But that was still a big deal.
It was a big deal.
It was.
But let's get to
who was going to be the better one.
Yeah, but let's get to the part because I still don't own that many games for PS4. That's the gist of it.
I think I own physical copies 3 PS4 games. Most of my favorite games.
2 are shooters.
Yeah, most of my favorite games were downloaded from the PlayStation Marketplace. Child of Light, Transistor.
I like this because this is about the second or third E3 where indie's getting big, where games are starting to deviate away from first person. From first person shooter. They're there, but looking at what's around, we have a very varied choice, a lot of a wide spectrum of games to pick from, and me recently getting off the hype from Mario Kart 8, I'm excited because now it feels like Nintendo's back up in the game, and they'll continue to keep that with Smash Brothers and other stuff like that. So we'll have a lot of info for you guys, and we'll be sharing it all. We'll have it in one little hub. We'll post links in the description for any good gameplay footage that we miss or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a toss-up though right now between exactly how we will be distributing said information.
Expect it Thursday, expect it Friday, either way.
At the latest. Yeah, that's my biggest emphasis though. At the latest, you'll hear back from us Thursday or Friday.
If you want, this is also another plug. 100-Bit does have an active Twitter account. We will be, at least I will be, I know Michael's on the workforce, but I'm going to be posting a couple of impressions or like silly news drops. I won't be like straight up directly telling what the information is, but I will be like, posting something involving what's happening at the time. Like, oh, I'm waiting for the Nintendo conference, so hyped or whatever. If you want to keep any other information like that, I'll be on that Twitter, so if you want to follow, and we'll keep you updated then with a full video Thursday or Friday.
I've got a tweets account too. I'm not necessarily 100% on how to use it, but I will probably use it.
Well, yeah, we're figuring it.
Definitely Instagram as well. That's our biggest front right now. We have a lot of our Instagram page is humongous compared to our subscriber base, and I have it. That account is following my Instagram and Mark's Instagram, and that is definitely probably the easiest way. I'll be letting like little jokes and stuff like that out.
Yeah. I'll post a link to our to the Twitter and Instagram in the description for this video for you guys to check out.
Till next time, guys. This is Michael,
Mark,
John,
guest starring John,
special guest star John. Insert applause track.
Anyways, we'll be signing off, and we'll catch you guys after E3.
Have fun.